If your mom is anything like mine, she's always told you not to talk to strangers. And frankly, that's something I've always really struggled with. It was September 2012, my first semester at Fullerton College, fresh out of high school, 17, and I was just looking for a parking spot. So I drive in and I see this guy loading drums into the back of his car and I go, "Hey, are you leaving?" And he goes, "Do you like jazz?" And I go, "Does jazz get me a parking spot?" And he goes, "Hey, you're funny. I like you. Here's my card. My band's playing tonight if you want to come see us." So creeped out, I went to the top level and found a spot there. I started my day with a music class and decided to continue on from there to get some practice done. And if you've never been to the music room, you probably don't know, but it's this teeny tiny room with enough space for a piano and you and a couple sheets of music, and that's about it. So I sat down and I start to play a little bit and I sing some, and I look up and jazz guy is at the door and he knocks and I said, "Yes, can I help you with something?" And he goes, "I thought that was you in here, parking lot girl." And I go, "Hi." And so he sits down behind me and he goes, "I wanted to listen to you sing." And I said, "You know, hearing this half an hour earlier, I know that you're not actually supposed to be in here." And he goes, No, it's cool. I've got friends that work in the music building." So I go, "Okay." And so I sit down and I start to play some and I manage to squeeze a couple notes out of my throat and I'm so uncomfortable. I turn around and I go, "You know, I'm really not comfortable with you being in here." And he goes, "Oh, I see how it is. Parking lot girl's too cool for me." And I go, "No, that's really not it. I just really have to practice." And so he storms off in a huff. So I continue on with my day. I go to my next class and that goes really well. And I take a deep breath because I finished my first day at a community college, and although a little weird, it went pretty well. So I decided to head off to my car to the parking lot that I was so proud to have found. And I head over there, and I see Jazz Guy again. And I go, "Okay, just look at your phone. If you don't see him, he can't see you, right?" So I walk past him, and I'm being very quiet, and he passes me, and I think that I'm safe. And then he turns around and grabs me from behind. He goes, "Hey, parking lot girl." And I go, "Can you let go, please?" And he says, "How's your day?" And I go, "I just really want you to let go." And he goes, it's cool, we're friends." And I said, "I don't think so." And so I push him off and I run to my car. I'm sick to my stomach. I'm ready to throw up and cry at the same time. And I drive home in a huff. I get home and I go, "Mom, there's this guy at school that won't leave me alone." And she goes, "It's your first day and you already have a stalker?" And I go, "I guess so." And she says, "Okay, well, you know, you're a minor. We should probably call security." And I said, "Okay." So I go to sleep that night and I head to school the next day. And somehow not connecting the two instances, I see a security guard outside of my first class. And she goes, "Are you Tiffany Anthony?" And I go, "Yeah." And she says, "Your mom called and told me what happened. What do you want to happen with this guy?" And I said, "I just want him to leave me alone." And she goes, "Okay, I can do that." So I continue on with my day, and my mom calls and says, the security guard called and told me that she goes up to the guy and she says, "Look, this girl and her mom have called me. They want you to leave her alone." And he goes, No, it's cool, we're friends." And she goes, "No, it's not cool. You're not friends." And he goes, "No, you don't understand. Like, we've known each other." And she goes, 1, she's a minor. 2, you're not friends. And 3, if you don't leave her alone, you're not going to be allowed to go here anymore." So my mom calls and tells me that. And that was a little scary, honestly. And so I see him later that day, and I look up, and he's standing there, and I'm going, "Oh crap, what's going to happen next?" And so he looks up, and he looks at me, he turns around, and walks away. Needless to say, I'm a lot more selective with the strangers I talk to, and I still really hate jazz music.